Hi there. Okay, today we're going to look at an introduction to secondary economic activities. So the first thing, what is secondary economic activity? And what activities do these include? Well, secondary economic activity involves making things. It usually involves taking raw materials and actually turning them into a semi-finished product or a finished product. So an example would be you cut down a tree, it's primary economic activities, you turn a tree into a table or a door, that's secondary economic activities, and we do this through a system. So you take the raw materials and you make them into a finished product or a semi-finished product. So all secondary economic activities are made up of a system, and a system is made up of inputs, processes, and outputs. Okay, so you need to understand what an input is, what a process is, and what an output is. There's two types of secondary systems. One system is when these activities are processed into finished goods, and the other one is when these activities are processed into semi-finished goods. Okay, so in your exam you might be asked to put inputs, processes and outputs, arrange them into the correct order, okay? So you need to know the difference between an input, a process and an output. So if we had an input, an example might be if we were making, our finished good was going to be a door, a wooden door, an input might be the timber, the wood that we use. The process is how we actually make it, and a good way to remember a process is it usually ends in ing. Okay, so if you might be sanding, gluing, sawing, and so on. So if it ends in ing, there's a good chance that's a process. And then the output would be the door or the window, or whatever the good is that you're making at the end. So in short, inputs, these are things that we put in right at the start. Processes, these are things that we do to the inputs to turn them into semi-finished products or finished products. And outputs is the things we have at the end. A question that you may get in the exam paper is to give some factors affecting the location of industry. So I'm going to go through some of these factors now. So one of the factors of affecting industry location is resources. And the material, okay? So where the material is, okay? Factories like to be set up nice and close to the resource materials that they require. And they want to have good access, so good transport links. The second one is labour. Factories and industry want to be set up where they can get enough workers to complete the tasks that they need to be completed. The third one is transport. Very important for industry. They want to be set up so they're near major roads, railway lines, ports, the Lewis, and maybe airports if they want to import and export goods out of the economy. The fourth one is markets. And the market is the place where the product of the factory is sold. So factories want to locate as close as possible to their market where they're going to actually sell the good. The fifth one, services. All companies require telecommunication, electricity, Wi-Fi, broadband, water services. So they want to be located in a place that's got good services. Sixth point is capital. Companies need money to invest in building factories and setting up businesses to be able to develop and expand their industry. The seventh factor that influences location of industry is government and for Ireland's case, the EU policies. At the moment, Ireland has the lowest corporation tax in the EU at 12.5%, and that's been a major factor in all the foreign direct investments that we have actually gotten into Ireland. Huge corporations have located in Ireland because the corporation tax is 12.5%. And then, of course, they can get free, if they're an American company, they can get free trade in Europe because they've located in the EU. And the last one is the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur's preference. So they will obviously want to locate where it suits them. Example, if you're an entrepreneur and you're from Cork, you may want to locate your industry somewhere around the Cork area rather than being located in Dublin and having to travel up and down every single day. So that's it for the introduction to secondary economic activities. Please feel free to check out our other videos. If you want to keep watching the secondary economic activities, we've got the other videos on light industry, the footloose industry, the heavy industry, and so on. So please check out the other videos and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, YouTube/Exam Revision.